Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're taking a look at blue-black mill deck in Thomas format. So this comes from Zach, who's been kind of lurking in my Discord. They actually posted this deck a couple of days ago, but I haven't really gotten a chance to play with the deck yet since I had other plans. So now I'm visiting this deck. I have also kind of tinkered the deck a little bit. It only played 2 copies of Ponder, which I don't agree, so I went up to 4th copy of a Ponder. And in the sideboard, there were some Stifles, but I swapped them for some copies of Opposition Agent, which could be Ashok as well, but I wanted to play with the new card, so I'm going with the Agent here. So what is new in Mill? Well, not too much has changed, but we did get 2 cards that affect the deck quite a bit, which are Ponder, a way to dig our deck a little bit deeper into getting our mill pieces. But we also got a land called a Shelldock Isle, which is another card that can help our deck dig to our next mill piece, things like that. Now the funny thing is, this deck is playing Field of Ruin, which is a kind of a scam in a format with a bunch of strip mines. So not being able to play strip mines and having to play something like a Field of Ruin just to support Archive Trap might be a scam, but like I said, it does support our Archive Trap because some decks aren't gonna have fetch lands, right? So we'll have to see how this one turns out. So having said that, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Thomas Wizard 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. So give this a shot. Sure. We love that. Ruin Crab turn 1. I could have played this turn 2, but I don't know. Ah, man. I guess I should have played it on turn 2, you know? Yo, that's kind of bad. Hideaway 4, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if the library has 20 or fewer cards in it. I see. I mean, I can play it next turn, so... into a strip mine as well. Into a grief. Well, this is kind of looking bad. I guess I should have put it underneath it, right? I mean, I couldn't have predicted. Just looking for something to play here. Okay. Take a look at their deck. So 3 reanimates gone. I don't think I should expect another reanimate coming out. Hideaway. Put the rest at the bottom. Maybe I need to race them. Drown in the lock. That's really good, actually. Pretty good pickup. I'll take one more damage. I guess I should hold on to this for Brainstorm. It's an interesting shock. Huh. Interesting shock. Oh, subtlety. Right. Okay. Rewarded. Rewarded. It's 13 cards. No, it's another subtlety. Alright, GG's. Oh man. I do wonder if I should be playing this? Like, there are reanimate decks, so maybe this isn't too bad? They even have things like Oculus. Yeah. I'm gonna go down on maybe 2 Brainstorms because of a Bowmaster? Do they have Bowmasters? Not really sure. I'll play 1 Crypt. I mean, that was a relatively close game. I just needed 1 mill spell and opponent was dead. I think I'm gonna play the Ghost, Soul Guy Lantern first. Because even if a Grief comes out, right? They can't reanimate it. Archive Trap? Let's go with the Manning Cacophony. The Rainstorm. Oh my god. I mean... so I just milled no lands. Maybe I should just do this. Okay, I just milled no lands again? What? Hello? They're gonna have to draw a land here, right? Alright, it's a watery grave. I actually didn't even need to do this? $26. $26. This one says less than 20. 20 or less. Another brainstorm coming out. Okay. So it's gonna be 23 here. 22. So if I Field of Ruin, it could be 21, but that's not enough to cast the Madden Cacophony, right? Another Field of Ruin. Whoa. Alright. Got me there. Okay, I'm gonna play around the Spell Pierce. I'm gonna play around the Spell Pierce here. Alright, so opponent actually has 20 remaining. So we can hard cast the Madden Cacophony. Whoa. A Flusterstorm. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I accidentally paid. But doesn't matter. I thought I was clicking resolve. Alright. That was pretty fun. I think we just do it again. They play one Bowmaster. One Bowmaster? They might actually have more Bowmasters in hand though. But maybe like at most like two Bowmasters? Also they play a Voidwalker. Two Voidwalkers. I think they play two Voidwalkers. They also play a Spell Pierce. Two Spell Pierces. So I'm thinking like two Spell Pierces, two Stifles, two Voidwalkers. Yeah. I don't see the Oculus. Oculus could be in their hand. Alright. They kept the entire hand. It's like a decent hand, but it can get, you know, discarded a lot. The opponent keeps it on top. So this is a Bowmaster. Bowmaster, huh? Bowmaster, huh? Might as well start milling. Double strip mines. Double the fun. Yeah, double the fun. Let us ponder? Or should I brainstorm so I don't get locked? Spell Pierce. I think opponent's like trying to stop my mana, but little do they know that we have only lands in our hand. These are all great cards, actually. I could keep this so I can hardcast a Jace. But they could have more like spell pierces. We know opponent has a double spell pierce and double Flusterstorm. That is their counter spells. Okay. They're gonna reanimate. We do have a Drown in the Lock coming. Oh, Treasure Cruise. Right, my opponent can't draw lands. I mean, it does make sense. They just this is probably like an 18 land deck with like some copies of like Strip Mines. So, you know, you could get majorly screwed. They didn't really get stuck on lands. They just decided to use a Strip Mine on my land, so it's not really my fault that opponent only has one lands. I could just draw here.
Your hope is wasted. You cannot win. I will clear your mind.
I have a lot of removals. Like, I would have minus, forward if I had another, mill spell, but I don't. So it says, if a graveyard has 20 or more cards, you draw 3 cards. How come I only drew 1 card? Oh, I'm tripping. The 30 is the deck size, not the graveyard size. Okay. A little bit awkward there. So we know this is a Bowmaster. We can just either Drown in the Lock or Fatal Push this. I think we're just going to Drown. because this card kind of splits into two. Ooh. So 16 cards remaining. We're going to hide away the glimpse. I mean, they're dead with my cards in hand, so
I know where to find all the answers.
let's just do that. By the way, this card is amazing. Bowmaster. Yep.
Your victory is an illusion, nothing more.
We actually have 6 mana. I guess that doesn't really do anything because it's just milling half. Wow. This land is amazing. All right. Ruin Crab. So, we kind of encountered this last time. Usually when you play Ruin Crab on turn 1, it just gets destroyed immediately. But considering that this time around we have like a bunch of like 2-mana cards, maybe it's okay. Oh god. Oh god. Isn't that a frightening thing? So I mean, like, do I just die because... Like, how's this work? I should just pass. I should just pass. I don't know why I even chalked there. That was bad. Okay, we don't care about that, right? Okay, we got second Drown in the Lock. Ursa. Well. Yeah, that needs to be countered. For sure. Ooh, Brainstorm. So opponent has 41 cards. If I don't get a land with this Brainstorm, I die. Do I gamble? Very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, the thing is, like, at some point, opponent's gonna be able to, like, play 2 cards. A Karn. a Karn. What should I do? I was thinking about fetching an island because let's say if strip mine because they only see one watery grave, they strip mine the watery grave, and I can field ruin for a swamp. That was kind of my plan, but we'll see. Okay, so this means that this last card is not a 3-mana card. So that's kind of good. Well, considering that now we don't have if I can find another archive trap. Surgical. We haven't played a land yet. Oh, I was actually supposed to put the Mad in Cacophony. My bad. Alright, so what are we surgicaling? Like, 3 cards gone. We know that this is not a 3-mana card. Is it a 1 ring? Let's actually do this so we can get more information. So there's 3 1 rings and 3 Karns. It could be another Karn. It is not a 3-mana card. I think the most dangerous card is a Karn. So it was a Fable. Okay. Into a strip mine. The strip mines and the blood moon was actually the reason why I bottomed the glimpse. $12 cards. Okay. So let's say I cast the glimpse next turn. They're kind of dead. Two glimpses, right? So we'll just bottom one. So they should be like dead the following turn. Even if they don't kill me here. And they don't have a Karn. Right, GG's. Just barely though. So this is where Archive Trap becomes really, really bad. I guess Flute? For something like Karn? We could have a Toxic Deluge as well. They actually have only 2 Blood Moons. They could have more in the sideboard. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to archive trap them, which isn't good. I think Brainstorm is a lot worse than Ponder, right? Because of a Blood Moon. We'll try this. I am not very happy with this hand. Probably mulligan. This hand is not great either, but I don't think I can go down to 5 cards. I'm gonna bottom in case like opponent like strip mines me. I think I really need to find a land. So possibly like a 3-mana card coming down. It was a Magus of the Moon. Now a 4-mana card coming out now. So how are we gonna get rid of this Magus of the Moon?
I can stop another.
Like I said, not good. Good thing we bottomed this though. So opponent doesn't have a 4-mana card or a 3-mana card. What should I name? Maybe the One Ring? Where are you, island? Alright. I don't think I can get rid of that Magus of the Moon anymore. Try that again. How about Baleful Mastery instead of a Tasha? I mean, it was just all kinds of bad. Do I play the Ruin Crab? I should. I think their only removal spell is a Fury in the deck. When I looked at last time, they don't even play any Lightning Bolts. So already a 3-mana card coming down. Okay. We do have a Ruin Crab. But we also got stock. Okay, we milled a double Fury, so that's good. Carry me home, Ruin Crab! Okay, triple Fury gone. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have even used it. Well, well, well. This ain't looking good. We need something here.
Our actions determine the course. I must redouble my efforts.
Even got a Karn out. So they're gonna be able to destroy my lands now. Man, it's gonna come down like this, huh? Like, it's just like, you just only draw lands? That's it?
I welcome all assistance.
I even sideboarded Brainstorm out just because of this situation, and we actually drew both of our Brainstorm copies, which are the last remaining copies.
We can do this. We must.
Man. Ah, this game. I'm so sad. What happened this game? I mean, even if I do it... I mean, I guess I can brainstorm into a Disruptor Flute on the Karn. Alright, GG's. Right, we're going second. We have a decent looking hand. Tamio, bane of my existence, honestly. A Thunder Trap Trainer. into a Flare of Denial. Very convenient. Unfortunately, this Fatal Push is going to be a turn late. Okay, that sucks. I'm not sure if I can beat them if this Tamina transforms. Okay, the fact that they attack like this, maybe they're playing a chorus deck. And they have a 2 damage spell. Seems like it. Um... Should I surgical the counterspell? It would be nice if I milled a Flare of Denial. The spell snare is also kind of annoying, but most times like they only play like 2 copies of it in the deck. Do I surgical? Do I surgical? Maybe I should get rid of an Unholy Heat? Double Tamio gone. The chances of them having another Tamio here is pretty low. I hate doing this, but... maybe I have to? I'm gonna go with the Unholy Heat because they attacked here. So they must have like, you know, 2 damage spell for the Ruin Crab. But because I milled, the Unholy Heat got online. Huh. They play triple counter spells as well. Okay, well, I mean, it kind of failed. My plan kind of failed here. Unfortunately. It was a calculated risk, though. Because it didn't make sense for the trainer to attack. So, I just kind of assumed that they had something like a 2 damage spell, which could have been either the Chorus card or the Unholy Heat. Yeah. Wah wah wah. Brainstorm, pretty good. An Archive Trap. I just messed up. I need to top an island instead of a swamp. Oh my god. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. But maybe nothing will happen to my Ruin Crab. Because my plan was to Field of Ruin into Fatal Push and then Archive Trap, but it doesn't work anymore because the swamp is in my hand. Accidentally put the island there instead of the swamp. If they flood a strand here, then we can still go Fatal Push, Archive Trap. Kind of depends. What? That was not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that was not what you're supposed to do. 17 cards remaining. That's really good. Do you want to cast that? What's really nice is they only have one more Oculus left, right? Hmm. So we're gonna get rid of that. If I can find another Archive Trap, it would be insane. Yeah, Archive Trap here would be absolutely nuts. Alright, never mind. Never mind. Okay, we're good on time. We have 2 more minutes ahead of them. Okay, Otawara is really good. Alright, 9 cards left in the deck. We just need to cast 1 spell. And we should be good to go. Thunder Trap. How many Flare of Denials do they have? Maybe they have like 1 more? What about counter spells? Okay, so this is their last counter spell in hand. And this is 2 Flare of Denials. I thought I had another Sewers, but it looks like it's milled. Another Drown. That might be able to just kind of buy some turns and win the game, maybe? Seven cards left in the deck. So far, opponent only used 1 lightning bolt. So there's 3 more. So that's 9 damage we have to take into account. Wait, what? You're gonna draw more? opponent, you have 4 cards remaining. A surgical. I think we just exile Lightning Bolt? Because it doesn't make sense to counter spell, right? I could use it on the Flare of Denial. I've only went through 2 of them. This is to guarantee that I don't die, basically. Lightning Bolt. So that's 1. So this is 2. Still not really enough to kill me. If they fire off the 3rd one, like if they have another one there. Oh, they only played 3 lightning bolts. I was wrong. So they actually had all the lightning bolts. I mean, with only 3 cards in hand, also like with only 1 counterspell, opponent's probably dead. I can also just Otawara.
Perhaps there are more useful.
Right, so this thing mills what? Top 2. Alright, so opponent's tapped out. We just get rid of this. And then we just... We'll just do this. I think they're dead. And this is an Oculus. So they played 3 Oculus, 4 counter spells, 2 Flare of Denials. Yeah, 4 counter spells and 2 Flare of Denials. Alright, how do we want to do this? Maybe Soulguy Lantern? And a Baleful Mastery? They have a lot of 3-drops, like Flare of Denials, Abhorrent Oculus, Into Stupor, and Flame of Honor. So I think we cut the Tasha? Maybe a copy of a Brainstorm? That is a lot of lands, but we have a Fatal Push into Drown.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
Asha's hideous laughter. Seems like this is a surgical. They have a surgical in hand. Good to know. Looks like they're going for a stab in the dark. Very nice. -1 card. I don't want to shock myself, but I kind of have to. There's a chance that a Abhorrent Oculus does come down. Like, let's say they brainstorm into an Oculus, then I would need a Drown of the Lock, right? Glimpse? Ragavan. Wait, they bottomed the Ragavan. Interesting. We'll go with the Ruined Crab here. That sticks as well. Short. The opponent brought Mystical Disputes. Think I have to give them the Express Federation. So I think at most opponent has like one counter spell. So maybe I just go for Tasha here? Could be a bait though. Because if I Tasha into Drown, they resolve Oculus. Then I have to look for a Ponder. Kind of a gamble. Yeah, this is kind of a gamble, but maybe it's okay because I also have this card. So if they cast Oculus, I can still do this. It could be a pretty nice clock. Yep, as expected. That's what's happening here. $19 cards. They counter. Then I Jace for 15. Darn. Well, they have 8 cards remaining. We just need one mill spell. One singular mill. Looks like we're dead. Okay. Alright, opponent. Yeah, again, like the difference between last game and this game was we were a tiny bit short, right? And we didn't have Archive Trap again. Seems like the Archive Trap is really important. It is really important. Okay, this time around we have an Archive Trap. This is actually a way nicer hand. Into another Fatal Push? Sure. I gotta say, the Field of Ruin, man, it is kind of necessary, but at the same time, it has kind of hindered my ability to cast cards quite a bit during the session. Field of Ruin. We'll Archive Trap. And we can Drown and Lock. Ooh, double Blood Moon gone. Double Blood Moon gone. Spell Snare. That's actually really good. Because if they use a counter spell or, you know, the 3-mana counter spell, I would have just gone Jace. Right? I think I'm just gonna play this out. Blood Moon? The only card I can't really cast are double blue spells. I mean, I don't need to counter this, but at the same time, if they counter this, I think I'll be in a better spot, probably.
For the sake of Phyrexia,
Should I
will
plus?
keep watch.
What if I do plus? Then if the graveyard has 20 or more cards... Okay, so I'll be able to draw 3 here, actually.
No secret escapes my grasp.
Oculus comes out. You kill the Jace. Do not kill the Jace. Well, this is kind of bad. This is actually kind of bad. Kind of bad. Well, let's see what happens. I feel like they have so I can make opponent use one counter spell here, and then we'll proceed into Drowned in the Lock, the Abhorrent Oculus on my turn. If they also have a Spell Snare, it's pretty bad. But we'll see. Okay, they don't have any counter spells, it seems. $17 cards remaining, yet again. Right, yet again. We are 1 mil card short from winning the game. And they also have a Flare of Denial, so that's going to counter our Glimpse here. Man. Two, three, four. That's really lucky that they got their 3rd Blood Moon. I think that's their last copy in the deck as well. So this is their, I think, their last Flare of Denial. Two, three, four. Oh, this is gonna be so close. This is actually so close, right? Are we dead? Let's find out. If they have double lightning bolt, we're dead. Oh no, they only have 1 lightning bolt, so we just have to pass. We just have to pass. I think that's it. We have a Drowned Lock for whatever could happen. Oh no, I think opponent went AFK. I mean, that is a great feeling, right? Opponent just like mentally gives up and then just goes AFK. Alright. That was a pretty satisfying last game though. Alright, we took a look at this deck today. This comes from Zach. They posted this in my Discord a couple of days ago. And I decided to take a look at this deck today because we actually got some cards. Well, I wouldn't say some, but we got 2 cards. We got Ponder and Sheldock Isle. which are both fantastic cards for the deck. Unfortunately, this deck is still missing something that, you know, kind of makes Mill powerful in other formats. Every game 2 and 3 especially, now that opponent kind of knows what you're playing, they're gonna, you know, gun you down really, really quick. Then what ends up happening is you usually die with opponent having maybe like 8 or 10 cards left in the deck, which is why I kind of say the deck needs like just one more piece. The games that I've lost, it does seem like that those are the games where the Archive Trap wasn't available. Obviously, this is the most powerful mill card and kind of the whole reason why this can even work in Timeless. So depending on like how many copies of an Archive Trap you draw, your win percentage is going to probably skyrocket. Now, it does help that we now have a Ponder to dig into Archive Trap. Same with the Brainstorm. But we've also played against double Blood Moon decks where the Brainstorm becomes less effective. One of them happened to be a mono red, right? So they don't play any fetch lands, so our reliance on Field of Ruin is pretty great. If you're relying on Field of Ruin against a mono red, well, good luck to you, because things like Magus of the Moon or something like a Blood Moon's gonna come down, so Field of Ruin becomes completely useless. So how are you gonna make the Archive Trap work against a mono red? Against mono red, you do just kind of have to cut the Archive Trap, unfortunately, which makes Mill really bad. Without the Archive Trap, you just don't have a chance. Like game 2 and 3, game 1 was fine because, like I said, opponent wasn't really aware, and we also had main deck Archive Trap. In game 2 and 3, they're gonna have 4 Blood Moons, where the Field of Ruin and Archive Trap becomes absolutely useless. That kind of forces the Archive Trap to be sideboarded out, which isn't good. The Shalduck Isle also is a great card, but this also has a little bit of a downside. It's a tap land. It's vulnerable to something like Strip Mines. Now that's not good, but in the mid game to late game, this can become a very nice card to kind of look for that last piece of the mill. I think that's why there's only one copy of it in the deck, but as just kind of a one copy of it has been pretty good. Yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.